#B&B July 29. Sheila makes a case to be back in Steffy's life. The July 29 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful *** promises another emotionally charged chapter as Sheila Carter sets her sights on the one thing she has wanted for years: acceptance from Steffy Forrester. Convinced that enough time has passed and that her recent actions prove she has changed, Sheila prepares to make an emotional plea that could either soften old wounds or ignite a brand new war. But if history has taught anyone in Los Angeles a lesson, it's that nothing involving Sheila Carter is ever simple. As Steffy continues protecting her family, Sheila believes she deserves another chance. Whether her intentions are genuine or part of a larger strategy remains the question that hangs over every conversation. Sheila believes redemption is possible. Sheila has spent much of her life making decisions that left permanent scars on countless people. Her past is filled with betrayals, manipulation, and dangerous schemes that have made her one of the most feared women in Los Angeles. Yet in her own mind, she sees a different story. She believes people refuse to acknowledge the progress she has made. Every sacrifice, every apology, and every attempt to keep her distance has only strengthened her belief that she deserves forgiveness. As she reflects on everything that has happened, Sheila convinces herself that she has paid enough for her mistakes. "I'm not asking anyone to forget," she quietly tells herself. "I'm asking them to believe people can change." Unfortunately, convincing Steffy may be the hardest challenge she has ever faced. Steffy refuses to forget the past. For Steffy, forgiveness isn't simply about saying the right words. It's about trust. And trust is something Sheila destroyed long ago. Every terrifying memory remains fresh in Steffy's mind. Every threat against her family, every dangerous confrontation, and every moment spent fearing for her loved ones serves as a reminder of why she built firm boundaries. When Sheila attempts to explain herself, Steffy listens, but only long enough to make one thing perfectly clear. Some mistakes don't disappear because time passes. Her words land like a hammer. Steffy isn't interested in rewriting history, and she certainly isn't willing to gamble with the safety of Finn, Hayes, or Kelly. To her, protecting her family will always come before offering Sheila another opportunity. Finn finds himself torn. No one feels the emotional strain more deeply than Finn. He understands exactly why Steffy remains cautious. At the same time, Sheila is still his biological mother. That complicated reality continues pulling him in opposite directions. Finn wants peace. He dreams of a future where constant fear no longer controls family gatherings. But he also recognizes that wishing for harmony doesn't erase years of pain. As Sheila makes her emotional appeal, Finn carefully watches both women. He hopes for understanding. Instead, he fears another painful confrontation. Every word spoken between Sheila and Steffy places him in an impossible position. Supporting one often feels like betraying the other. Deacon encourages Sheila. Elsewhere, Deacon Sharp notices Sheila's determination growing stronger. Having witnessed moments where she genuinely appeared sincere, he believes people sometimes deserve second chances. Still, even he recognizes that winning over Steffy won't happen overnight. Deacon encourages Sheila to remain patient. "If you force it," he warns, "you'll lose everything before you even begin." His advice comes from experience. He knows damaged relationships cannot be repaired through pressure or emotional manipulation. Whether Sheila truly listens remains uncertain. Deep inside, she's convinced waiting has already taken too long. Ridge and Taylor remain protective. News of Sheila's latest attempt spreads quickly through the Forrester family. Neither Ridge nor Taylor reacts with surprise. Instead, they respond with immediate concern. Taylor understands the emotional trauma Sheila caused her daughter over the years. She refuses to let Steffy face that burden alone. Ridge feels exactly the same. The moment he hears Sheila is trying to reconnect, alarm bells begin ringing. He reminds everyone that Sheila has made convincing promises before. Each time, those promises eventually led to heartbreak. Neither parent believes history should be ignored simply because Sheila insists she's changed. An emotional conversation changes everything. Eventually, Sheila and Steffy find themselves alone. The atmosphere is tense. Neither woman smiles. Neither expects an easy conversation. Sheila begins speaking softly, abandoning the dramatic tactics that once defined her. She admits she cannot erase the past. She acknowledges every terrible decision. For a brief moment, genuine vulnerability seems to replace manipulation. Steffy notices it. But noticing sincerity and believing it are two very different things. I know what I've done, Sheila says quietly, but I also know who I want to become. Steffy's response comes without hesitation. Wanting to change isn't the same as proving you've changed. Silence fills the room. Neither woman moves. Both understand the enormous emotional weight hanging between them. Hope watches from a distance. Hope Logan finds herself quietly observing the growing conflict. She has always believed redemption is possible, but she also understands why Steffy remains cautious. The situation forces Hope to confront difficult questions about forgiveness. Can someone truly leave their darkest impulses behind? Should people forever be judged by their worst decisions? Or is redemption something earned one day at a time? Hope doesn't pretend to have the answers. Instead, she simply hopes the situation doesn't spiral into another dangerous chapter. A family divided. Finn's relatives quickly begin taking sides. Some argue that completely shutting Sheila out only increases the chances she'll act recklessly. Others insist that giving her even a small opening could place everyone in danger. The disagreement creates fresh tension within the family. Simple conversations become heated debates. Everyone believes they're protecting Finn, Steffy, and the children. Unfortunately, no one agrees on what protection actually looks like. Sheila faces another rejection. By the end of the day, Sheila realizes her heartfelt appeal hasn't produced the breakthrough she imagined. Steffy's answer remains firm. The boundaries stay exactly where they were before. Yet something feels slightly different. Steffy doesn't respond with hatred. She responds with caution. For Sheila, that tiny distinction becomes enough to fuel fresh hope. She convinces herself she simply needs more time. More patience. Another opportunity. Whether that optimism leads to genuine growth or another dangerous obsession remains uncertain. Looking ahead. As the July 29 episode comes to a close, viewers are left wondering whether Sheila is truly beginning a path toward redemption or merely finding a new way to insert herself into Steffy's life. Her emotional plea may not have changed Steffy's mind, but it has reignited one of the show's most compelling conflicts. Finn remains trapped between loyalty and love. Ridge and Taylor are determined to shield their daughter, and Deacon continues urging Sheila to choose patience over desperation.